we good to go?
We are good to go. Alrighty.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the second episode of Game Scrum.
Woo!
Woo indeed. Woo's all around.
one
Third, isn't it our third?
Nope. That was a totally different podcast that we may or may not be associated with. So, I'm Rich.
Brandon.
I'm Steve.
One of you should probably go.
We're wrapping all the way around here. I'm Brett.
Alright. So Rich is the Scrum Master today.
Yep, Scrum Mastering, and I came up with some awesome topics for us today. So we're going to start off with a quick 2-minute Technodrome.
Who's got the clock?
Anyone have the clock for it?
I got a clock.
Okay.
Sure.
We're prepared.
Yeah. I got a stopwatch. Alright. So whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
Well, we could explain. So what we're doing here, Rich is going to pose a question to us. Everybody gets 30 seconds to give their little bit on it, why we believe either, A or B, whatever. Just a real quick kind of icebreaker into the show. So, Rich, what's our question for today?
All right, today it's Mario versus Sonic, the better platforming game.
All right, we're going to start with Rankin today.
Oh, come on.
Rankin, you get 30 seconds to tell us which one is the better platformer.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
Well, obviously, I'd have to go with Mario. Reason for that is because the parent company is actually still in business. Barely, but still in business. Mario's made some fantastic games throughout the years. You started out with the Mario on SNES, or regular NES.
10 seconds.
And then you go into the Wii with the Super Mario Galaxy. So, I think they've kept a good, strong game basis going.
All right, and...
All right.
Brett's turn.
This was a really hard one for me. I had some internal conflict on this one, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Mario just because of the groundwork that it put out. So from Mario 1 is obviously groundbreaking. Mario 2, but then Mario 3 and then Super Mario World. All just outstanding games. Although I've probably played more, at least Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, a little bit of Sonic 3. But overall, I'm gonna have to say that Mario was the best.
All right.
I'm going to be the powder keg on this one. I'm going to go with Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to say leaps and bounds better. Especially, it's basically Mario on crack, and you get to fight enemies better, I guess you could say. And it's also the first time the platformers that I've noticed have gone from point A to point B, but now it's really fast, and it's multiple levels, and you can get there crisscrossing through all the levels, going up, down, middle, anywhere you want to go. It actually gives you a variety of what you want to do.
All right. Easily Mario. Without Mario, there'd be no Sonic. There's more variety in Mario games. Mario as a series is much more consistent. There are no clunker Mario games. Sonic 3D Blast was absolute crap. And also, 8-bit Mario was able to compete with 16-bit Sonic. So for that reason alone, Mario hands down.
But Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Hey, my 30 seconds.
All right, my turn. So, as a whole, obviously Mario, but I'm going to go ahead and say that when Sonic was new and when it was at its best, which was on the Sega Genesis, I think honestly Sonic was better in that one console generation. Because after that, Sega really just crapped the bed and pumped out a whole bunch of garbage, and they just kept it going outside of a couple ones like Sonic Adventures. And obviously, just because of longevity, Mario has to win in the long term. But I think that when Sonic was new and fresh, it was obvious. I thought it was better just during that generation, though.
Probably have to agree with that statement most.
So, all right, that's our 2-minute Technodrome.
2-minute Technodrome. All right, so next I want to go into if anyone has any shout-outs for the podcast. I'd like to have a shout-out for Jared Weiser for suggesting he wants more Wii U topics.
I got you.
Nice.
Well, we're going to have a nice argument about that one later.
Yeah, I'll put my opinions on Wii U.
So anyone else have any shout-outs for anyone?
I got 3 people I've been talking to kind of consistently who give me feedback every week. They actually listen to the whole podcast. It's Justin Garrett, who we all know. One of our
Justin.
coworkers.
Hey, Justin.
Kyle Mackey, he's my brother-in-law, big gamer. He kind of lets me know what we need to work on. And then my buddy Bobby Z, one of my old friends out in Pennsylvania, huge gamer, and he's real passionate about it. So he lets me know what's interesting, what like that, what we need to work on. So all three of you guys, thanks. We're definitely taking the opinions in there.
Anyone else?
No, you guys suck.
I don't have any friends.
I want to do one more shout out to Poland for having the best. What is it? Average.
Yeah,
The
Poland.
best average watch time on our YouTube scrums.
Yeah, I do think Poland had a higher average watch time than the U.S. did.
Yeah.
And then we had somebody from Mexico, Spain, and the UK apparently accidentally click on it.
But it wasn't even close. It was
No,
like
it was
35 minutes to 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was really funny.
So shout out to Poland.
Shout out to Poland.
Shout out to Poland.
All right, so if no one else has got any shout outs, let's get into the scrum. So what are you playing? What are your next steps? And what are your roadblocks? I guess I'll start. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Mortal Kombat X, and I'm trying to start Bastion.
Good game.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do that. So I guess my roadblocks are I just don't have time to play all of them. And Mortal Kombat just keeps sucking me into like the online play and all of these meta games it has, and trying to keep getting all those stupid daily and hourly towers beaten so I can get more faction points. But yeah, really it's just time. So I guess my next steps are probably set some time and start bashing up, try to get the platinum for that. If you want to go.
Oh, sure. I'm still working on the Handsome Jack collection for Borderlands. Finished up Borderlands 2 on last Friday, and now I got just the last bits of the pre-sequel. I finished up the pre-sequel DLC. It was a lot of fun. But this is on the Xbox One. I'm thinking of doing it all over again on PS4, especially if you guys throw down and get it. It's a lot of fun, and I can never get enough Borderlands, so I'm down.
I have been playing The Order 1886, provided by the illustrious Rich Kowalski. I am...
Woot woot.
Oh, God, I am suffering through that one. So, you'll know this is going to come up again. I don't know, I'm like 10 chapters in. I mean, the chapters are irrelevant. It's almost like a Dan Brown book where like every 4 pages is a new one. And so, one of the chapters I went through, I hit the chapter where the whole thing was a cutscene.
I mean, don't you just have to watch the video for that
There's
game?
more than one chapter that's like that.
Yeah, so, and then yesterday, so last night I fired it up, and it was about 20 minutes, and I had done one QTE where I just mashed the X button to move like a beam out of the way or something. And other than that, it was just all cutscenes. So I'm slogging through it so that whenever me and Rich inevitably argue about it, I know what I'm talking about. So you can't say I don't do my due diligence, Rich. You can't say I've never played it. I'm gonna make it through this game.
So you made it through the swinging dick physics part.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was early. That was way earlier than I thought.
You won't find that done better.
It probably has, honestly,
The stick
best
of
dick
truth.
physics
I
ever.
don't know. The stick of truth
Yeah.
is pretty
Oh, I
amazing for
forgot
that.
about that one. Yeah.
So I had to just stop playing that last night, and I'm working on finishing Valiant Hearts. So that's the other game that I'm playing, but I'm getting close to the end of The Order. All right, Rankin.
Cool. For me, it's pretty simple. Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep, and Rocksmith are the 2 games right now for me. Kingdom Hearts, that game's a staircase when it comes to levels. So I mean, that's kind of the holdup right now. The whole grinding portion of this. Rocksmith, it would have to be Anastasia by Slash.
Nice.
That is just so hard to master.
Try playing it on a real guitar.
It is on. That is Rocksmith.
Look at this elitist over here.
Are you elitist? Nothing.
You have something against my guitar, man?
Does that game actually teach you to play guitar? Because
It's-
if you don't know, because I don't know, I know like 2 chords.
Yeah.
And they're both not good. So because I almost bought it. I was at Best Buy and I really wanted to get it, but like, will I actually learn the guitar, or will I be like the guy at a college party?
I mean, it starts you out at a super low level when you start a song. Well, Rush being the exception to that, but depending on the song, it really starts you out at a low level. So if you're playing guitar, lead is really the what I'm doing now for the songs, and it starts out really note by note, and it may be like a long while. It's going to take us. For me, it's hard figuring out which string is which because color coding, you don't really associate it with anything.
Yeah,
but
that was my problem.
once you get the color coding down, it's pretty easy.
Okay. I might have to either come over and play one of you guys because I kind of want to play that before I go and buy it, but it looks very intriguing.
It's great, and it does. It adapts to your playing ability. So if it starts you off somewhere in the middle and gives you just a few notes just to gauge how well you're hitting them, and then it adds more like the better you do. And if you're struggling, then it backs off a little bit. It's I've only played the 2012 or 2011, whenever it came out. I've only played that one, and it was really really good about that. So I can only imagine the new one's even better.
So it's like Skynet.
Yeah, it's.
I have a feeling that if I played it, it'd probably be like, just set it down and turn on the order or something, because this isn't going to work. So, all right, Brett, what you got?
All right, so I'm playing Rocksmith as well, but I'm playing it on bass, and it's fun. I think my roadblock right now is my calloused fingers. My fingers are a little bit sore after playing, so I need to build up some calluses on that. I've been trying to get through the Rush Spirit of the Radio song. I've been playing that one quite a bit, so. And then, so after about 5 or 6 times you play it and you start doing better, it goes into master mode, which takes away all of the notes.
Yes.
And it expects you to memorize it. Well, I don't have it memorized yet, so
That's a hard one to.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot there, so I need to work on that. Also playing in the, I guess not really a race, but we're playing it together. The Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
I already beat it with Terra, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm a little behind. I'm probably halfway through with Ventus. So. Other than that, Steve let me borrow Last of Us today, so I'm going to be probably starting that over the weekend.
You're not missing anything.
And for those of you who we don't have time this year to get to that argument. So we had a pretty ferocious chat battle the other day. Me and Rich did. And it'll probably be its own little bit because it got pretty nuts. So, but. Just so you know, the teams
shots were
here,
fired. Some crazy analytics were.
Yeah. It went pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, your mom is ugly. What? Rich is, of the opinion that a lot of people are. That's the greatest game in the history of gaming.
I don't think it's the greatest. I think it is a masterpiece, though.
Okay, he thinks it's a masterpiece. I think it's like an okay movie, like tier. Like it's really not. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Rich loves it. I know Rankin. You play a little bit. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rankin's on team winner, and but what we're gonna get to this, it'll be kind of crazy. I'm looking forward to it. I need to play more because Rich keeps telling me you haven't got to the good parts yet. So again, in due diligence, whenever he's done with it, I'm gonna get it back and I'll see if I can get through it and then we can have a proper discussion. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing that and seeing all the hype's about, so I can weigh in my opinion on it.
200 Game of the Year awards, it says on the box.
You'll fall asleep 5 minutes into it.
Rankin, it's too soon.
I was saying, we can't start that. All right, so news and rumors.
Yep, that's our next segment. So the first one I have for us is Witcher 3 DLC is $25 for 30 hours. So I don't know if this was said on the last podcast, but I think, Steve, you mentioned that CD Projekt Red's going to release all their DLC for free.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they just meant their they have like 16 horse costumes or something like that, or armor pieces that they're going to do for free, and then the actual expansions they're actually going to do for gameplay is going to be $30.
Didn't they call it an expansion? They don't call this DLC, do they? I think they called it an expansion because I think what they're doing is they're going back to the older times where you got a game like Red Alert 2 and you played it forever, and then a couple years later, however long, Yuri's Revenge came out, and it wasn't a standalone game, but it was way more than just an add-on pack. And they called those expansions, and nowadays it's just DLC, and it's like 15 minutes in a horse costume. But yeah, I think that's what they did with it. They just changed the wording. This isn't free anymore.
Who's excited about Witcher 3?
I am for no reason.
Yeah, I just saw some videos. I mean, it looks pretty amazing. It looks Skyrim-ish, and it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally play a console version of that game. I don't know why, but it just did not work too well on the PC for me. Yeah. I would get halfway through it, I'd be like, I'm done with these controls.
You did mouse keyboard?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm not gonna go to the store and buy another controller and figure out that whole thing.
Oh, you don't need to. You can use an Xbox One. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But I got Witcher 2 on Xbox free last year. It was on Xbox Live Gold, and I didn't play a lot. I played like an hour or two of it. And it seems like a pretty in-depth game. It seems really, really cool. I just thought it looked really gorgeous. It looks like a really cool world and pretty expansive. So I'm excited. I probably won't get it at launch. I got too much going on, but I'll definitely. I can see me picking it up sometime this year.
Yeah, the lore behind that game is really good.
Yeah.
and I saw the map size was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
It showed GTA 5 was like, I don't know, 25% of it, and the rest of it was Witcher. So it's gonna be just a huge game just to explore, which, you know, I like that kind of stuff.
I just love how the previous game's always 25% of something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like GTA 5 was, or GTA 4 was 25% of GTA 5, and
Hey man, bring it on.
Yeah.
I'll take it. If they're gonna up everything by 4 times, as long as it's not just garbage.
Yeah.
no, they did it well. They did it
As long
very
as it's
well.
not empty,
do this.
like
Yeah.
planes,
I like
then it's
planes.
fine.
like
It's like
pla-
walking in emptiness. That's cool.
I like walking onto the army base trying to.
I think 25 for 30 hours. If it's a legit good 30 hours, that'd be
I mean,
great.
mathematically, that's less than $1 an hour.
Yeah, no, that's
So, I mean, I guess I'm cool with that.
yeah. As long as it's like a good 30 hours, it's not one of those things where it's just 27 hours of fetch quests. I'm okay with it. I mean, we'll see. As far as I know, I don't know a whole lot about CD Projekt Red, but they got a pretty good rep, so I'll trust them on this one. And like I said, I'll probably pick the game up. I think is that your style or Witcher?
I've never played a single Witcher game.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get caught up in a hype train once in a while.
Well, I played
I'm
the first
getting
one. It's
on-
it's good.
Is it?
I'm on the caboose of the hype train right now. I'm
Working
watching
your
some
way up.
videos. I'm gonna look at it some more. And
Like
see.
that robber walking up to the front.
And you're like, wait a minute, this is just a food truck. I'm out.
The Destiny food truck.
Other big news: 2K Australia got close to that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't see that until like right before we started.
Yeah,
That
I saw
That
this
was a
morning.
surprise. Yeah.
That was because they're
I mean-
the ones behind the pre-sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it was a long time coming. They've been laying off employees for a while.
Have they?
But, I mean, it was surprising such a successful studio would go out of business.
They also did a lot of stuff for Bioshock Infinite. They didn't do the whole game, obviously, but I guess they.
No, it wasn't Infinite. It was, I think, 2 or
I
some of
looked
the
it
other
up.
ones.
They had a small part in Infinite. They did.
Gotcha.
They helped them build some of the Cloud City and stuff like that. So it's not they're not like a one of those smaller tier ones that are definitely big.
But on the bright side, I think that means that Borderlands 3, is being in the hands of 2K. They already said today that Borderlands 3 is going to be the big one, and it's going to be developed just for current gen consoles. So
Oh, good.
that's at least positive.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I love me some Borderlands.
Do you have any idea of the release date on that?
No idea.
Sometime.
Would we get
Wishful
around to
thinking.
it?
Yeah, they just released what's it called? The pre-sequel or whatever
Yeah.
the hell. So
They got a couple.
they got a little bit. Next, Brett's favorite announcement here: Star Ocean 5 is coming out at some point to the PS4 and the PS3.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited
Alright.
about that. I played The Last Hope #4. That was a while ago, and I just love the battle system of all the Star Oceans. And I hope that Square Enix kind of keeps true to the Star Ocean formula, and stays with that with Star Ocean 5. They haven't announced a whole lot. I've just seen some screenshots, some of the real-time battle gameplay, and it looks good. So I'm hopeful for it.
Was Star Ocean Sega? Or what am I thinking of?
Square Enix.
It's Square Enix.
Okay. What
But-
RPG? What Sega RPG? Phantasy Star. That's what I'm
Fantasy
thinking
Star,
of.
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So what is it, Brett? Because I saw that on our show prep, and I was like, what is Star Ocean? So what
Star
does it
Ocean's-
feel like? What kind of game does it feel like?
It's kind of like a mix between. It's like a Final Fantasy, the fantasy style game, but you have more of a real time action gameplay to it.
Okay.
So it's still a sci-fi RPG, but it's more of a real time battle system, and yeah, it looks good.
Is it like big budget, or they like crazy AAA
I think
style,
it's going
or
to
is it
be
a little bit
pretty
more?
pretty hyped up. I think it's going to be pretty big budget on this. From what I've seen, I know they're announced it for PS4, maybe exclusive. I'm not sure on that.
From the pictures you showed me today, it looked like mix between Final Fantasy 15 and a Wind Waker. The art styles of Wind Waker with the combats of Final Fantasy 15.
So like was it cell
I don't
shaded?
think, I don't think it's completely cel
Wait, it's not completely cel-shaded, but
Yeah,
it's more of
colorful and vibrant for sure.
a, it's a much more painted look.
I love.
Yeah.
I played Wind Waker for the first time last summer when I got my Wii U, and like that kind of vibrant game.
Oh yeah.
It's so much fun. That's what hooked me on Borderlands, the first one.
Yeah.
Is I'm like, this is this is a brutal but vibrant game.
I'm addicted to colors.
This is
love
great.
colors.
Yeah. But then Wind Waker kind of scratched that itch that I, since Borderlands, I hadn't had a really good cell shaded. I mean, because I don't really play any of the Telltale games.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite cell shaded game, Wind Waker. The way they did
Yeah,
that, even the remake is just
Gorgeous.
gorgeous to play.
Yeah. I still have to beat that one.